to the Jumble Bumble Crumble. We are now on series 4, episode 4.
Correct.
All go, it's all go. I'm rocking the double denim today.
I'm loving the double denim.
Thank you. It's like a weird corset-y thing.
I was just wondering as to whether maybe you just put your trousers up over your breasts. That's what I was trying to work out. It's like you hadn't been able to do up the top button.
That's for next week. But your camera is not on, and I'm worried because you've never done this before.
No, well, I'll be honest with you. So more recently, I've been thinking to myself, right, I'm gonna do it, and it's taken me a while. But basically, yesterday I just decided to shave all my hair off. So 3, 2, 1, I got no hair. It's all gone. It's all gone. Yes, it's all gone.
It looks so good.
It's all gone. It's taken a while to build up to it, but I thought to myself, do you know something? The last time I had my hair this short was when I was about 14, 15. So yeah, we're talking nearly 30 years ago. It's the early 90s, and I'm actually sporting a top.
I love it.
And I'm sporting a top, which is a I don't know if I can turn around and show you this, but basically this is my old vintage top. You know, can you see? I've got the old angry hand.
Yes.
Yeah, I've got my old, what's it say? Special Wheels Santa Cruz. Yeah, so this is my original T-shirt from the early 90s, which I'm sporting with my incredibly short haircut. So yeah.
I'm a big fan of the short hair. How do you feel?
I feel quite naked, but to be honest, it's not bad. It's really funny this week. So what happened was I am now in the group for the Bill Gates nanotechnology lizard serum. So I went to go and get my injection done on Wednesday. And do you know something? A really, really weird experience, because do you know when you're at school, that's probably the last time you're in a group of people who are all the same age as you. And obviously on Wednesday, it was every single person in that room was 44. Every single person in that room was 44. And it was,
so weird.
And it was a weird and strange situation to be in, where you're actually surrounded by people who are exactly the same age as you. And you look around and sort of some people are faring better than others. And I just thought, you know what? It's time. It's
time to cut the hair.
Yeah, it's time to cut the aerials. So yeah.
I'm a big fan, Jamie. I think it's a good move. God, I can't believe it's been that long since you had short hair, though.
Yeah, no,
wow.
I know. It's been a very, very long time.
Commitment to the podcast, man. Taking it back to 90s hair.
Absolutely, yeah. So it'll probably take me 30 years to grow it back again. So, but yeah. And for anybody who hasn't had their jab yet, it's not terrible. It really isn't. It's like the easiest injection I think I've ever had, really, to be honest. The only thing,
feeling okay?
I'm feeling fine today. Yesterday I felt a bit ropey, but like nothing major. I think, you know, you just it's for the better good, isn't it? And we're all in a better situation as a product of it. So yeah.
Yes.
But yeah. Anyway,
I just realised actually I'm not even double denim, I'm triple denim.
Oh yeah, go on. You look like you
so much denim.
I know. Can you remember was it Justin Timberlake and Britney Spears when they were at the MTV Music Awards?
I found that photo and I was looking up and I was like, oh God, that was a strong choice. We have to stick that up in the video, that photo of them in their denim ball gown. It's the denim cowboy hat that really gets me. Yes. Justin, what were you thinking?
Frayed denim, yeah. But
so bad.
I'm a big fan of denim anyway. I think denim's cool. I think I think you can get away with it. I don't wear denim a lot these days because I just think I got to middle age and I just like wearing comfortable clothes. So
I mean, I won't be wearing this out the house today or anything.
Oh. Are you sure? Are you sure you can't be convinced to go out just around the village?
So. No, not in this.
Oh, I think it's a strong and bold look. Anyway, so yeah, as you said, season 4, episode 4 of the JBC. one thing I'd mentioned before was the thing about the change from the 80s to the 90s is technology starts to take, to take over. But in the early 90s, we still didn't have dial-up. The only system that we had a messaging system between the local schools. I think I may have mentioned before, called Ebenezer, which was in North Hertfordshire, and all
Ebenezer.
Yeah, and all of the because of Ebenezer Howard. He was the person who set
not Scrooge, because I was trying to think, how does Bar Humbug tie into all of this?
No, so Ebenezer Howard was he was the person who set up the blueprint for the world's first garden city, which is in Letchworth Garden City, and so anyway, yeah, they made this like sort of messenger system, which was on a local system where people could get in contact with each other from other schools, and we just took it as an opportunity to just take the piss out of each other and invite people out for fights. So before there was an occasion for people to troll, when the first element was provided where you could anonymously message somebody else, it was always the case that you just ended up just being rude. But anyway, in the early 90s, dial-up was not a thing, and for people to get their kicks, they started on the phone sex lines.
Yeah, I mean, that was still a thing when I was younger. That was still a thing that people, like, they'd always write the cards in phone boxes and stuff, and someone would come into school with one, because it was like, to be fair, we were the beginning of mobile phones, so that was the thing, was like, you'd have someone would have a mobile phone and someone would sit and call the number of the sex line. So that was still a thing when I was younger as well.
Do you know what I did, actually, which was really naughty? I used to go, when I was in London, I used to pick up all of the phone cards in all of the phone boxes, and I'd use them as postcards and post them to one particular friend who I'm not going to mention because I've never actually admitted to this. I just put his name and address on it, stick a stamp on it, and just post them to him all the time. So he just got all of these like really dodgy.
Oh man, what do kids do for like prank calls now? I'm just thinking, because
I don't know.
People don't really make phone calls anymore. Like, I text, or I don't know, like. And everyone has everyone's number, so I don't know. Do people do prank calls still?
I don't know. We used to do a thing of just like, we'd entertain ourselves by getting a phone card, one of the old green BT phone cards, and then we'd do things like we'd dial the speaking clock and think that was brilliant. And actually, I was just holding a sort of meeting at the beginning of a work day earlier in the week, and I just went, right, everybody, at 6 a.m. According to the talking clock, it used to say the time according to Accurist is 9:01 and 34 seconds, right? But the thing is now nobody got that reference, apart from a very small handful of people, sort of middle age and up, who do remember that.
Yeah. I was just thinking, for prank phone calls as well, no one picks up phone numbers anymore unless they know them.
No,
I know. With my
mobile,
mobile, it's like everyone who knows me has my phone number. So if it comes up as like withheld or a random one, I'm like, I'll leave a message if it's important. So you can't really prank people anymore because they just don't pick it up.
No, and the old prank calls of the Simpsons, of Bart Simpson, huge ass and all those ones. I think one of my favourites was back in the early 90s as well. There's a guy called Chris Morris who at the time was doing radio. He's gone on to do sort of film directing, writing, etc. Very, very funny comedian. He used to have a guy who he used to send out with like early mobile phones and just get him to do tannoys over the system at airports and things like this. And I remember the two best one was Heidi Dragsquig and I hate this fucking job and I am fired, which I just thought was utterly brilliant. Yeah, so prank calls no longer a thing. Also, another thing that I saw in the last couple of weeks was they were saying, if I was to say to you, show like with hand signals, what do you do to say I'm on the phone? What do you do to say I'm on? Correct. And so do I. Yeah. But what it's saying is, if you ask young people to do the symbol for I'm on the phone, they don't do that. They do this.
I was going to say, it's probably something like just holding it, or because handsets don't have.
No, exactly. We're just used to it, because you just would go, just I'll give you a bell. I'll ring you. Okay, bye.
Yeah.
We used to, and then of course with phone bills, then what happened, this probably was in the early 90s, we started getting itemized phone bills, so you could pay additional money so that they could find out who you were calling, which was terrible.
Yeah.
Because I remember I used to be, I'm sorry, Mum, if you're listening, but I did used to do that thing of like, Mum would go out and be like, right, I'll call all my friends while she's out, and she wouldn't be able to tell.
That. My parents still had the same thing. Obviously, towards the end of that, when dial-up and everything started coming in, because obviously you couldn't use dial-up and the internet at the same time.
No.
And MSN Messenger was starting to come in then. So all my school friends would be on that, and I was like, I don't want to miss out. So like when Mum and Dad would go shopping, I'd be on MSN, and then they'd be like, we tried to call home to like ask if we needed something, and no one picked up. I'd be like, sorry, Granddad called or something. But it's like they literally check the bill. They're going to know because it's itemized. Yeah. So when it's like, who was on the internet for 2 hours? It's like obviously it's going to be me, and obviously they're going to find out. But every month I do it still.
I think one of my favourite stories over the last few weeks was a friend of mine saying about when dial-up was a thing, and this links quite well into the JBC. He remembers like one late one evening he wanted to try and sort of download a couple of naughty pictures, and he said that what he had to do was he had to take like a sort of cable from the light landing and try and take it through to his computer, moved his computer closer to the door so he could plug it in to get the dial-up. And then it's just like like the old dot matrix printers. It's just a line at a time. So it's just waiting. Yeah. So it's going down, sort of get to about half. Yeah, exactly. You get to about half a nipple, and then that's it. Your parents come out of their room. Delete.
So close.
Yeah. So with that in mind, this week what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a read through, and I'm having to be quite careful how I hold the magazine.
We got some naughty pictures.
There's a lot of naughty pictures, but again, these are ones relating to the phone sex ads that you can call. So there are a lot of them. The one thing that I'm going to say is that most of them seem pretty horrible. I don't really understand why anybody would think this is a good thing. So right, okay. So I'm going to put them into three categories, right? So there's functional, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's kind of not nice, weird, and then there's very British, right? So so we've got like the sort of functional ones like oral sex and hand job and my panties on your face. And then you've got the other ones which are just kind of a little bit more grim. So like tight plastic knickers or wet inside my see-through undies. Okay. I want to know if you called these up. I mean, I could give them a call now, these 0898 numbers, and see if they're still working.
There's
probably
some old biddies sat there like, I see through knickers on your face.
Exactly. She's sitting there doing a crochet. She's doing a crochet, isn't she? She's been waiting for this phone to ring for 30 years, and suddenly it has.
My time has come.
Yeah. So I would wonder what it were to be the case if you called these as to whether they would keep very much in character. Would it be a script? Would it be a recording?
I imagine there would probably be a script, but they would go off-piste.
Off script.
Depending on if the person... I don't know, I guess it depends how much the person is into it and how much they feel they're getting paid represents how much effort they should put in.
Yeah.
Because it's like, if they're getting paid pretty decently, I'd be like, if you weren't, you'd just be like, I'm just going to stick to the script, and if you want anything else, go fuck yourself. Like, I think that's how I'd do it.
It's a weird one to try and sort of understand what they would be doing. Here we go. So we got this is a very British one. This is one I just quite liked. Bizarre sex behind net curtains. Like net curtains have suddenly become
front rooms. That is so British, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I know. It's just bizarre sex. What's bizarre about it? Because it's behind net curtains. That's why.
Curtains.
I don't like net curtains. Do you know, there's definitely a difference, because I do have some voiles, but I think voiles are slightly different to net curtains. I want to say that they're...
I think net
slightly
curtains
better.
are quite dated, aren't they?
They
so
are.
are these like topics, basically? So these are the topics that, so you call up
Yes.
the one that's to do with that specific topic. Okay, interesting.
Yes. Yeah. Also, another thing which I just find really weird is, again, their sort of their fascination. They got one there here that just says, "My sister is a lesbian," and I'm like, well, is this just an LGBTQIA plus, thing where you can just discuss?
Yeah, just a help and advice line.
Yeah, exactly.
What weird, because that's not a sexy subject, is it?
It's just
like, I know the whole thing about like lesbians are a thing that guys are into or whatever, but it's like if your sister is a lesbian, so that instantly makes it not sexy.
No, I know. It's just like that. Oh, so where does the conversation go? My sister's a lesbian. Is she? Oh, okay. Right. What you been up to today?
Yeah, great.
But it's a weird thing. So here we go. We haven't got my sister as a lesbian. We've now got my auntie is a lesbian.
That's even worse.
Oh dear! Why are they so fascinated with that?
Topic?
Yeah. And again, another one of the very British ones. Rub my bottom. I just think.
Oh, that is so British.
Yeah.
Rub my bottom.
Yeah, I mean, I like ones like that.
Why are we all so awkward? Why are Brits so awkward?
There's another one here. Bare bottoms waiting.
Bare bottoms waiting. Oh God, that just makes me think of little pasty buns just in a line, but for some reason with wellies on. Don't know why.
There's another one that just says it just says rude sex sounds, and I could just imagine somebody just with like a load of silly putty or something, just going.
Your job. All right, Janice, you're going to be on the My Sister's a Lesbian today. Petunia, you're on the bottoms waiting. Nancy, you're on rude sex sounds.
It'd
be
like, yes.
Do you reckon it was either a short straw thing or they all loved it? I imagine it was when everyone was like, oh God, not that again. Or they're going, fuck yeah, there's just someone who just absolutely loves it. Rude sex sounds.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, my head instantly was like, not the whole sexy panting moaning.
No.
I did the same
thing as me,
yeah.
Same thing as me. Yeah, just rude, silly noises. Yeah. And you got Roger in rubber. Oh, my sister is a lesbian as well. God, there's so many people coming to terms with that. Every single one. Kiss my sharp rubber boots again.
Sorry, kiss my sharp rubber boots.
That just sounds like there was a computer game I remember like playing when I was a kid, which was the Legend of Monkey Island, like Monkey Island 2, and you just had to do like pirate insults to be able to try and get through things. So it would be like, I am rubber, you are glue, and things like this. And then you've got kiss my sharp rubber boots. Well, kiss my sharp rubber boots.
That's very niche, isn't it?
It's incredibly niche. There'll be one person. There'll be one person there who has, just gone. Oh, they know me. They understand me. They understand me.
I feel like I've come home. How do they pick these subjects? It
I
must
really
have been
don't know.
Were there polls or something involved? Because who comes up with that?
I wonder just as to whether I wonder as to whether they just sort of sit there and then just kind of go, let's just think of as many as possible and then just see which ones are successful. I think it is very much like just throwing loads and loads and loads of daft
trying to
subjects
find out what people's kinks are. Just go, well, I guess we'll try this week and see who calls up wanting to hear about goose legs and shit. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. So for next week, the challenge for next week is do it as creative as you like.
I can see this going a few ways.
Yeah, I know. So either you write a list of sex phone numbers, or you make the behind the scenes of a sex phone worker, or or you do something where every single member of your family is a lesbian, or
my dad's a lesbian.
Yes. But yeah, so it's going to be on the phone sex guide, and there'll be points.
Okay.
There'll be points for old school phones. I'll be impressed if an old school phone is back, because I don't think
I don't even know if I've got one.
I don't think I do either, because as you say, nobody carries a phone around them, and the people who do carry phones never pick them up. So so we'll leave that creatively to see if we can work out that one. And okay. So last week we set ourselves the chat. Mine is rubbish this week. I'm going to apologise profusely. It took me too long.
That's the worst, isn't it? When it's like it literally took me all day and it's still rubbish.
And it's rubbish. And I'm just kind of like, do you know something? I'm just going to go on the fact that I've got no hair this week. That will just be that's going to be my winning. That's going to be my winning point for this particular week.
You don't get points for that.
No, I don't get points for that. Okay, fair enough.
I've cut my hair. It was traumatic, therefore.
It wasn't traumatic. It was quite easy. I just did it. I was like. Yeah, I'll send you a video of me shaving my head. That's probably far more exciting. Yeah, I did it myself. I just did it myself with just clippers and a bit of time on my hands. Yeah, but so anyway, so yes, Club. It was the Club International front cover involving a woman in a gold shirt. I realised I didn't have a gold shirt, so I tried some really.
Jamie, did you not own a gold shirt?
I know.
I mean, everybody has a gold shirt.
Exactly, yeah. So I had to do some of that, and then I had to re-edit some of the front of it, and I did it all badly. But anyway, I'm going to send it to you because I'm not even going to try and excuse this one. This is just rubbish today. I tried, I want to say I tried my best, but I just tried with a limited amount of success.
What have you got on as the top?
Well, it is a shirt, but then what I did was using my really rudimentary skills. I cut round the shirt, and then I found a gold pattern, and I put the gold pattern on the top. I know. I was trying to do. She was. If you look at her, right. If you look in the picture, right. So if you look on the front cover, on the front cover, right. So she's turning. She's looking at her shoulder, and she's showing some teeth like that.
Oh, it's so creepy. It's the creepiest picture. Also, you look a bit like Bruce Willis now with the shaved head in that one. So it's like a weird camp Bruce Willis.
Camp Bruce Willis. How could the same thing happen to the same guy 4 times? Yeah, I know.
Oh, that's so good. Yeah, it's a really creepy pose, right? Like I don't think I've ever hated myself in a photo as much as I do in this one that I'm about to send you.
It's a horrible pose to do. It's a really difficult one.
It's horrible. I mean, one, it was quite uncomfortable to try and do, but also I hate having my fringe back and I hate smiling with teeth. So it's like the two things that I really, really hate. Yeah. And it's like, I'm going to send mine over. Also, she's like the most orange human being.
Yes. Yeah. Incredibly orange.
I'm so very pale. So I've tried to...
Have you oranged yourself up?
No, I debated it and then was like, I don't own fake tan. It scares me. I don't want to be orange forever. So I tried to make myself a bit more bronzed. It didn't work. I have the palest bum of all time. So just because we're talking about like bottoms waiting in line or whatever, you've got a nice pale bottom incoming.
Here we go.
But yeah, it's not great. I think it's one of the most horrible things that I've ever done.
So horrible. It's so difficult to do this one. We want some nice... Oh, yours is much better than mine. Oh, that's brilliant. So you did find gold. I
tied a skirt around myself.
Yeah. I do like you see, you did the awkward smile as well. Yes. Yeah. And I do like the fact that you got into the bottom left-hand corner as well. That is impressive. That I'm impressed by.
Also, how good is my colour matching of that
very
workout?
Good.
Thank you.
Yeah, very good colour matching. I'm suitably impressed. Yeah.
I've also redone some of the words because the words piss me off.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, I could see that. No longer it's sexy Kim Bassinger's boobs. You've just put successful Talk Alice's brain. I know. And packed with bundles of badass bitches. Yeah, we don't want those jumbo nibbly jubblies anymore.
No, we don't.
No, absolutely not.
We've got bisexual brain boxes now because fuck what they'd written. And then we've got Ginny's strongest moments at the bottom, because she's in gym gear, so she obviously works out and is a badass bitch.
Absolutely. I'm impressed. Yeah, you win again. I mean, I knew I wasn't going to.
And the chair. Do you like the chair?
I do like the chair.
She's on the chair.
You get very accurate with you get very accurate. You get points for accuracy based upon the fact that you found a chair that was. The thing I'm just really impressed with is just your ability to be able to use Photoshop. So like the club bit, if you look on mine, I literally just sat there with like paint and just like drew it in.
Again, this was Andy to the rescue. He literally copied bits from the C and the L and like moved them over.
He's done amazingly well.
So good. We did this so fast, like, because I had to leave and things. So I think we knocked this out in about 25 minutes.
Wow. Yeah. You see,
right? He's getting so good at it.
You see, as I said, like 25 minutes.
Thought that a weird podcast about porn mags could help someone improve their Photoshop skills.
No, I know exactly. Well, he's done really well. But then, I mean, look at me. It's funny because I use a free Photoshop tool because I can't afford.
So do we.
I can't afford to buy Photoshop. And
it's got a fun name as well.
It's called GIMP, and I do feel.
Same, that's what we use.
I do feel like a GIMP when I'm trying to put it together. So yeah,
it ties in nicely. Also, you can't notice them at all, but I did go back to trying to use some of the beaver rub stickers, but you can't see them at all. So I'm just sending you a picture of the ones I had. So I
can see like
so I've now got spicy beaver rub stickers. So I've sent you a picture of what they look like. So I do have one on my crotch.
Yes.
But you can't really see it.
No.
And I have got one over my nipple in the one with the sports outfit. But again, you can't really see it.
But it's just good to know they're there. It's good to know they're there.
It's good to know I was trying to be safe at work, even when you can't see it.
Can't. Yeah. Oh, brilliant stuff. Anyway, I've got a crazy busy day, so I'm going to have to go. I'm going to have to dash off, but I'll see if I can get this podcast up and running as soon as possible. But until next week, bye.
Bye.